You're working harder than anyone around you. Longer hours, more responsibility, higher standards. You're crushing your goals, checking the boxes, doing everything right. So why aren't you where you want to be? Why does success feel exhausting instead of exhilarating? Why does every win feel hollow? Here's why. You're self-sabotaging yourself. And the reason you can't see it is because your self-sabotage, it looks like success. I'm Patty Ferreira, and today we're talking about the patterns that got you here and why they're the ones keeping you stuck from that next level of success. Let me tell you about my own self-sabotage. For years, I was the definition of success. Climbing the corporate ladder, getting promoted, achieving at high levels most people only dream about. But here's what no one saw. I was code switching constantly, showing up one way at work, another way at home, and another way with friends. I was self-sacrificing, and I was giving everything to my career, proving I could handle it, proving I belonged. And underneath it all, I believed something, and that kept me stuck. I believed that I could have success or satisfaction, not both. So I picked what felt necessary. I picked success. I was driven, an achievement junkie. I was very hard on myself, and I was super hard on others. I was defended, I was aggressive, and it looked like I was winning. But on the inside, I felt like a failure. I had everything I thought I wanted, and I was miserable. Because what got me there, the perfectionism, the overwork, the relentless drive, those same patterns were keeping me from what I actually wanted. Because I wanted success with satisfaction, not success at any cost. Success that includes time freedom, joy, peace, relationships that weren't transactional. I wanted it all, not just achieving it all. And what I realized was that the strategies that worked for my chapter 1 were sabotaging my chapter 2, because what I wanted in chapter 2 was different, and it was a different game that needed different rules, and I had to learn how to play this game differently. So let me tell you why you can't see your own self-sabotage. Because self-sabotage in high-achieving women, it doesn't look like failure. It looks like success. It looks like I have high standards instead of perfectionism. I'm being thoughtful instead of second-guessing. I'm being humble instead of waiting for permission. I'm being helpful instead of overextension. I'm being realistic instead of playing safe. Those patterns, they don't show up alone. They're entangled like a ball of yarn. You pull one thread and 3 others tighten. You think you're dealing with perfectionism, but it's wrapped around self-worth, which is knotted into people-pleasing and fear of visibility. And the whole thing is a derailing mixture that keeps you stuck. So let's untangle this. Let's look at 5 patterns I see most and what they're really costing you. Pattern number 1 is perfectionism. You're polishing the presentation for the 10th time, and your competitor ships version 1 and gets the client. You're sitting here editing the Instagram post for 45 minutes, making sure it's perfect. Someone else posts in 2 minutes and gets more engagement. Perfectionism isn't about high standards. It's about control. And it's rooted in not enoughness. You think, if I can just make this perfect, then I'll be enough. Then I'll be safe. Then I won't be criticized. But here's the truth. The higher you set the bar, the less you jump. You're keeping yourself small by making the requirements for success impossible to meet. What is this costing you in your business? You're 6 months behind on launching while everyone else is already scaling. You're missing opportunities because you're still getting ready. What is it costing you in your life? Things like not enjoying anything because nothing ever feels good enough. Not your work, not your body, not your home, not even your wins. Pattern number 2, second guessing. This one lives in your head. It's the inner critic that freezes your momentum. You know the answer in the meeting, but you don't speak up. You have the idea, but you wait to see what everyone else says first. You're the expert, but you're doubting yourself like you're the beginner. Second guessing is about giving away your power. It's linked to external approval. Something like, if I wait for validation, I won't be wrong. I won't be judged. I won't be exposed. But here's what's happening. You're crowdsourcing your confidence. And every time you do that, you reinforce the belief that you can't trust yourself. So what's it costing you in leadership? Your team sees you hesitate, and they hesitate too. You're not leading, you're managing by consensus. What's it costing you in your life? You ask 5 people their opinion, ignore your gut, and you pick option 6. Then you resent everyone for not giving you the right answer. Pattern 3 is waiting for permission. This one sounds something like, who do I think I am? This isn't for me. I'm not ready yet. You are qualified for the promotion, but you're waiting for someone to notice instead of asking. You have the solution, but you're waiting for the meeting invite to speak up. You're building the business on the side, waiting for what exactly? Waiting for permission is linked to imposter syndrome. It's about putting everyone else first and lacking self-advocacy. If I wait to be chosen, I won't be presumptuous, I won't be too much, I won't be rejected. But here's the reality. The invitation you're waiting for, it's not coming because no one is thinking about your career as much as you are. No one is championing your dream as much as you need to. So what's it costing you in business? It's costing you opportunities. They're passing you by because you're waiting to be picked. Someone less qualified is stepping up while you're waiting for permission. What's it costing you in life? You're living someone else's version of success instead of your own. Pattern number 4, overextension. You say yes to everything. You're on every committee, leading every project, helping everyone who asks. Your cup is so full that when opportunity knocks, it overflows and you miss it. You're giving 110% to everyone else's priorities and your dream is on hold. Overextension is linked to people pleasing, lack of boundaries, and self-sacrifice. If I'm indispensable, I'm valuable. If I'm needed, I matter. If I give everything away, I'll be loved. But here's what's really happening. You're so busy being everything to everyone that you're nothing to yourself. And what's that costing you in leadership? You're burning out before you reach your potential. You can't scale because you're doing everything to everyone else. What's it costing in your life? You haven't taken a real vacation in like 3 years. You don't even know what brings you joy anymore because you haven't had time to find out. Pattern 5 is playing safe. This one looks like playing small, but it's really about not betting on yourself. You don't post about the win because it might seem like bragging. You downplay the promotion so your friend doesn't feel bad. You have the idea for the business, but you don't take the leap. You stay in the job that's comfortable instead of the one that's calling you. Playing safe is linked to lack of confidence, worthiness, and belief in yourself. If I don't take the risk, I won't fail. If I don't shine too bright, I won't be judged. If I stay small, I stay safe. But here's the cost. You're dimming your light so others feel comfortable. And in doing so, you're abandoning yourself. What is this costing in your business? Maybe you're watching others build what you dreamed of first. You're dreaming and you're playing in the minor leagues when you have major league talent. What's it costing you in relationships? The people who love you don't even know the real you. You're so busy managing everyone and everyone else's comfort, no one knows your truth. Now here's what makes this so hard to untangle. Those patterns don't show up alone. Perfectionism feeds second guessing. Second guessing keeps you waiting for permission. Waiting for permission leads to overextension because you say yes to everything except your own dreams. Overextension reinforces playing safe because you're too exhausted to take risks. And all of it creates a derailing mixture that keeps you stuck. It's a ball of yarn. And the only way to untangle it is to get intentional, to recognize your own pattern. Pattern recognition is powerful. To discern where they're showing up, to follow the threads back to the root belief. Because underneath every pattern is a belief, and underneath every belief can be fear. And underneath every fear is a desire for safety, love, belonging, acceptance. These patterns aren't random. They're strategic. They intend to keep you safe. They got you here, but they won't get you to that next level of success with satisfaction that you're seeking. So how do you shift out of these patterns? You do what I call a soul inventory. It's required every time you feel stuck. Because what was once a benefit can quickly become a cost. Here's the framework. 3 questions. Question number 1. What is the pattern costing you? Is it costing you peace, joy, time, opportunities, relationship, your health, your dream? Be specific. Write it down. Like, for example, my perfectionism is costing me 6 months of momentum. My overextension is costing me my marriage. My playing safe is costing me my business. The business I've been dreaming for 5 years. Get very specific. Question 2, what is the pattern protecting you from? Is it protecting you from failure, judgment, being too much? This is the hard one because you have to be honest. For example, my perfectionism is protecting me from being criticized. My second guessing is protecting me from being wrong. My waiting for permission is protecting me from being rejected. Question number 3. What do you actually want? Not what you think you should want, not what everyone else wants for you. What do you want? Success at any cost or success with satisfaction? Because here's the shift. Before, you wanted success at any cost. To climb the ladder, prove yourself, achieve a win. Now you may want success with satisfaction. Time to actually live your life. Money that doesn't require burnout. Joy that isn't conditional on the next achievement. Relationships that aren't transactional. Having it all, not just achieving it all. And that requires something different. It requires dismantling the patterns that got you here, because what got you here won't get you there. Chapter 1 is over. This is chapter 2. A different game, different rules, and it's time to learn how to play this game differently. So what does playing differently look like? Instead of perfectionism, practice good enough. Done is better than perfect. Instead of second guessing, practice trusting yourself. You know the answer. Stop crowdsourcing your confidence. Make the decision, adjust if needed, but decide. Instead of waiting for permission, practice self-advocacy. Ask for the promotion, pitch the idea, take up space. You don't need permission, you need courage. Instead of overextension, practice boundaries. Say no, Protect your time. Fill your own cup first. You can't pour from empty. Instead of playing safe, practice betting on yourself. Take the risk, launch the thing, go all in on your vision. The only way to fail is to never try. And here's what happens when you make these shifts. In your business, you launch faster, you scale smarter, you lead with clarity instead of consensus. In your leadership, you inspire instead of manage. You trust your team, you make bold moves. And in your life, you start to have time, you start to enjoy yourself, and you start to feel satisfied. You're not just succeeding, you're thriving. Because success with satisfaction looks like waking up excited instead of exhausted, making money without sacrificing your health, leading without abandoning yourself, having it all, not because you're doing it all, but because you're doing what matters. That's the win. That's the real success. If this resonated with you, I need you to do something. Right now, before you move on to the next thing, do a soul inventory. Pick one pattern you recognize in yourself today and ask yourself the 3 questions I just shared. What is this costing me? What is this protecting me from? What do I actually want? Write it down. Give yourself that gift, because awareness is the first step. But awareness without action is just entertainment. And if you're ready for support, if you're done sabotaging yourself and ready to step into chapter 2 of your life, join the free 21-day Season of Self-Love Challenge. Day 11 is all about recognizing your self-sabotaging patterns and doing the soul inventory together. The link is in the bio. Enjoy that. And if you want ongoing support, if you're ready to dismantle these patterns with a community of women who are doing the same work, join Awakened and Rising. It's my $30 a month membership where we identify, untangle, and dismantle these patterns together. We help you see your blind spots. We help you follow the threads. We help you step into chapter 2 with clarity, confidence, and courage. The link is also going to be in the description. But whether you join or not, I need you to hear this. These patterns aren't your fault. They kept you safe. They got you here, but they won't get you to this next level of success. Also, you're not broken. You're just using strategies that worked in chapter 1 of your life. This is chapter 2. Again, a different game, different rules, time to learn and play differently. And I promise you, when you dismantle the patterns that are keeping you stuck, when you stop sabotaging yourself, when you choose success with satisfaction, everything changes. Not just what you achieve, but how it feels to achieve it. That's the work. That's the invitation. So welcome to chapter 2 of your life, of that higher level of success and trajectory you're seeking. If this helped you, hit subscribe. I post every Thursday, and I'd love for you to be part of this community. And if you know another high-achieving woman who's sabotaging herself and doesn't even see it, send this to her, because sometimes we can't see our own patterns until someone else shows us. I'll see you next week on the next video.